Hey everybody, this week I wrote an article about the different types of email systems that you need to have within your church in order to communicate with your congregation. I thought that's a great jumping off point for us to talk a little bit about these concepts of rent versus own. Now, we're not talking about rent versus own in terms of like a house or things like that. We're talking about platforms and whether or not you own your subscribers, your followers, or not. Now, in social media contexts, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, any of these, you're essentially renting the platform. And so your followership is kind of on rented land. And at any given time, you could lose access to that land. Conversely, your website, your email lists, these are things that you own. And you can carry with you to different providers and have some level of continuity that way. So what does this all kind of mean in terms of how you should actually strategize, for worst case scenarios, things like that? What if you get kicked off Twitter? What if you get kicked off of YouTube? What if you get kicked off of Facebook? What if the algorithms on these things change and you're suddenly less capable of being seen on those platforms and for people to actually see your notices and things like that? How do you cope with that? And the main strategy that you're going to do is you are going to want to diversify and try to point people to those other platforms. So it's a good idea not to have the same content on every single platform per se, or to at least have some sort of incentivization to move people from one platform over to one of you to also subscribe to one of your owned platforms like your email or your website, so that they start following and regularly checking things there. Definitely email is one of the best. SMS is also very, very high, and your website depends on your website and what kind of content you have, but it's a safe spot to have things. So a good example here would be, let's say you have videos that you've been putting out on YouTube. Well, it might work for you to do shorter clips that you then put on TikTok or something like that that kind of point to YouTube, because then you've diversified a little bit. If you got taken off of TikTok, you're still kind of there on YouTube. So there's a pathway of some sort. And your YouTube, you could be pointing people on the YouTube back to your website in some way, shape, or form, with some sort of incentive, like, sign up and get notified whenever we've got new videos or the devotional or something. You can try to incentivize with some sort of thing there to get people subscribed in more than one place. And that way you have a better chance of having some level of continuity when those algorithm changes happen, or worst case scenario, you get barred or banned. Especially churches in particular are always at risk of accidentally playing the wrong audio during a YouTube live stream or something like that. And then you'll get a strike against you. And when you get a copyright strike, you will not be able to live stream for a few weeks. And so you definitely want people to be able to have some kind of alternative to look for your content. All right. That is it for this week. Like I said, just evaluate who you've got following you out there on the social media stuff, which is your rented land. Try and get them to cross subscribe over into your owned platforms like your email list, and use that as your kind of fallback and your ability to get generally better communication and better response from people. All right. That's it for this week. And I hope you guys are having a great week this week. And I look forward to seeing you guys again next week.